everybody, it's Maddie here. Today I'm going to be teaching you how you can crochet this simple little snowflake. This is a great little ornament you could put on your tree, but also this can make a cute little coaster. I was thinking about making some for a coaster. It's really cute and it's pretty simple. This pattern only uses slip stitches, chains, and double crochets, so it is pretty beginner friendly and they don't take too long. Anyway, let's begin crocheting. To begin making our snowflake, we're going to start by making a magic ring. And to make a magic ring, you're going to take the tail end of your yarn and you're going to hold that in your left hand like this. And then with the long strand, you're going to wrap it around 2 fingers like this, twist your hand, and then you're going to want to make an X on top of your hand with that string like this. And then I'm going to hold the string with my pinky. Then you're going to take your crochet hook. You're going to go underneath this first strand here, and you're going to grab this long strand and pull it, twist your crochet hook up, and then you're going to yarn over with this long strand here like this, and then you're going to pull it through the loop you have on your hook, just like this. And then when you slip that off your fingers, you will have a magic ring. Now I do have a more detailed tutorial on how to make a magic ring if you're having a difficult time making it. I'll have it linked in the description if you want to check that out. After you've made your magic ring, we're going to go ahead and we're going to chain 5. And to make a chain, what you're going to do is you're going to yarn over, and then you're going to pull this loop in through the loop you have on your hook, like this. So there's 1 chain, yarn over, and pull through, 2, yarn over, pull through, there's 3, yarn over, pull through, 4, and 5. So now we have 5 chains. After you've done the 5 chains, we're going to do a double crochet in our magic ring. And to do a double crochet, what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over, insert our hook through the magic ring, yarn over again, and then we're going to pull out a loop, so out of that magic ring, and then you should have 3 loops on your hook like this. Go ahead and yarn over, pull through 2 of the loops, yarn over again, and pull through the last 2 loops. So there is a double crochet. Next we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to go ahead and do another double crochet in the magic ring. Again, to do a double crochet, we're going to yarn over, insert a hook through our magic ring, yarn over again, and pull out a loop. So we should have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through the last 2. We're going to go ahead and chain 2, just like we did after that last double crochet. So go ahead and do 1 chain, and then 2. And then from here, we're going to do another double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook through the magic ring, yarn over, and pull out a loop. So you should have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through the last 2. We're pretty much just going to be repeating what we've been doing by doing a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, and we're just going to be repeating that till we have done 6 double crochets. But the first chains that we made at the beginning of this first round does count as a double crochet. So this counts as 1, 2, 3, and 4. So after our double crochet, we're going to go ahead and chain 2, 1, 2, and then we'll do another double crochet. So after the double crochet, go ahead and chain 2, and then do your double crochet. Okay, so now as you can see here, we have 6 double crochets, and we're also counting the chains at the beginning of the round. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Once you have done that, we can go ahead and finish off this first round. But before we do that, we need to go ahead and chain 2 after the last double crochet. 1 and 2. And now we can go ahead and tighten up that magic ring. And to tighten it up, all you need to do is pull on the tail of the yarn, and when you pull on that, it will tighten up that magic ring. So just make sure that's nice and tight. And now we can go ahead and finish off this round. So after we've done the 2 chains, we're going to go ahead and slip stitch into the 3rd chain that we made at the beginning of this round. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and in that chain, we're going to do a slip stitch. And to do a slip stitch, we're going to insert a hook through the chain like this, yarn over, and pull out a loop. So you should have 2 loops on your hook, and then we're going to put this loop in through here, just like that. And now you have done a slip stitch, and we're finished with row 1. To start row 2, we're going to go ahead and do another slip stitch into this big space right here in this chain space. So again, to do a slip stitch, we're going to insert a hook through the space, yarn over, and pull out a loop. So you should have 2 loops on your hook, and then we're going to put this loop in through here, just like that. And now from here, we're going to go ahead and chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. After the 3 chains, we're going to do 3 double crochets in the chain space. So again, to do a double crochet, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook through the space, yarn over, and pull out a loop. So you should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through the last 2. So there is your double crochet. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 more double crochets. Just like that. You should have something that looks like this. Now after you've done all the double crochets in this first space, we're going to move on to the next space. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and chain 2. 1 and 2. And now in this space, we're going to put 4 double crochets in the big chain space right next to the last chain space we worked in. So go ahead and do your first double crochet. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like that. And now we're pretty much just going to be repeating this by chaining 2 in between each of the chain spaces, and then in each of those chain spaces we're going to put 4 double crochets. After we have completed all these double crochets, we're going to go ahead and chain 2, and then we're going to do 4 more double crochets in the next space. Just like this. And then you're just going to repeat that till we make it to the end of this round. And of course, don't forget to chain 2 in between going from one space to the next. Alright, I just finished doing all the double crochets around the entire row, making sure to chain 2 in between going from one space to the next. And now I have made it to the end. So right after we finish the last 4 double crochets in the last chain space, go ahead and chain 2. And then we're going to do a slip stitch into the top chain that we made at the beginning of the round. So again, to do a slip stitch, we're going to go ahead and insert a hook through that top chain, like this, and then you're going to yarn over and pull out a loop, and then we're going to put this loop in through here to make a slip stitch. And now we have completed row 2. For the final row of our snowflake, we're going to be adding like the spikes around the snowflake. So I'll go ahead and show you how to do that. To start this next row, we're going to do a slip stitch in each of these double crochets here till we make it to this chain space right here. So starting in this first stitch, we're going to go ahead and insert our hook, yarn over, and pull out a loop, and then put this loop in through here to make a slip stitch. There's 1. We'll go ahead and do another slip stitch in the next double crochet, and then 1 in that last double crochet here, just like that. So we just did a slip stitch in each of those to make to this chain space here. From here, we're going to go ahead and chain 3, 1, 2, and then 3. Next, we're going to do a slip stitch into this big chain space right here. So go ahead and insert your hook through the space and do a slip stitch. Next, we're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we're going to do another slip stitch back into the same chain space here. So go ahead and do a slip stitch. After that, we're going to go ahead and chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then we're going to slip stitch back into the same chain space right down here. So go ahead and do that slip stitch. Next, we're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then do another slip stitch back into the chain space here. Just like that. Next, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then do another slip stitch back into the chain space. Just like that. And now we have completed 1 spike on our snowflake, just like that. So from here, we're going to go ahead and do a slip stitch in each of the double crochets till we make it to the next space, and then we're pretty much just going to repeat what we did to make this spike here, and I'll show you again how we're going to do that. So go ahead and do a slip stitch in the double crochet, and then the next double crochet, do a slip stitch, and then that last double crochet, do a slip stitch, just like that. And now again, to make the spike, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, go ahead and do a slip stitch into the big chain space. Next, we're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then do another slip stitch back into the chain space. And then next, we're going to chain 7, 7, and do another slip stitch back into the chain space. Next, we're going to chain 5, do another slip stitch, and then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch back into the same chain space. So now we've made the second little spike, just like that. And now we're just going to repeat that all the way around, doing slip stitches into the double crochets, and then we're going to make a spike. And to make a spike, we're going to chain 3, slip stitch into the chain space, we're going to chain 5, slip stitch, chain 7, slip stitch, chain 5, slip stitch, chain 3, slip stitch. And you're just going to repeat that all the way around till we make it to the end of the round. Okay, I just finished doing all of the little spikes on our snowflake. And now to finish this off, all we need to do is chain 1, and then we can go ahead and cut our yarn. And I like to leave quite a long tail. That way I'm able to sew it in a little bit easier later. And then to fasten this off, all we do is pull our crochet hook all the way up till that tail comes out, and then you can pull on that to make it nice and tight. And now we have our little snowflake. The only thing left we have to do now is sew in the ends, and we can turn this into an ornament, or we can even have this as like a cute little coaster. I'm going to turn this one into an ornament today, so I'm going to use this leftover tail to use as a loop to hang on the tree. So I'm not going to sew this tail in all the way, and I'll go ahead and show you how I'm going to do that. So here I just have a yarn needle, and I'm just going to go ahead and thread the yarn through just like this. And then since the tail starts here, I'm going to go ahead and sew it till it's at the center of this, just like this, just so it's in the middle of the snowflake. And then to make the little loop, it's a little bit difficult to show, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my crochet hook back through the center, like one of the stitches there, like this. I'm not going to pull the yarn all the way through because I want to leave a loop. I think that loop length looks pretty good. And then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to tie a knot on one of the strings. So I'm going to tie it on this string here. And to do that, I'm just going to put my needle through like this, and then put it back through this loop, like this. Does that make sense? I'm pretty much just tying a knot with the 2 strands. Here, I can show you a little better like this. So with the 2 strands, go ahead, cross them over, and tie a knot. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm teaching that very well. Well, anyway, that's how I make the loop. And then we're gonna go ahead and sew in the other 2 ends. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Ta-da! And now you have your cute little snowflake. This is just so cute and tiny. They also look great on the Christmas tree. And it's just like a fun, nice winter cozy project to do. And also, oops. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. And if you did, don't forget to give this video a like. And let me know down below in the comments what you're gonna use your snowflake for. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos. I'm currently doing Vlogmas, so I'm posting a video every day, which is really cool. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!